This week, Alibaba launches open source Qwen3 model that surpasses OpenAI O1 and DeepSeek R1. In this video, we're going to be diving into this model, adding it to an existing workflow to see if it actually does outperform. Because if we look here, they're claiming to have a much better model. So they've released an open weight Qwen3, our latest large language models, including 2 MOE models and 6 dense models ranging from 0.6 billion parameters to 235 billion. Our flagship model, Qwen3 235B A22B, achieves competitive results in benchmark evaluations. We can see these here. So these are the 2 top models that they have, and they're claiming to be, in some cases, on some of these benchmarks, better than OpenAI's O1 or DeepSeek's R1 and Grok. So in today's video, we're going to dive in and see if that is actually true, because the thing with some of these models is what they won't tell you is that they're building a lot of these models in order to do really well on these types of benchmarks so that their rankings go nice and high. So they're essentially gaming the system. The real determination as to whether they're good or not is if you try them. So let's dive in and try those today. And we're going to be using one of the workflows from inside the community here. So if I come up to our courses and go to Project Command OS, then this product here, which is something that we use quite a lot of reasoning models for. And the reasoning models go that little bit extra in terms of thinking. They do a few extra steps on top of the existing prompt that you give it. So in order to do that, then we just need to integrate this Qwen3 model into our system. And we do that with OpenAI. So normally when we're building our AI automations, a lot of people will put the model inside of the AI prompt here, like when you're building a make.com automation. So they'll add in the model manually, which means if you ever need to update your model, you have to come in, log into make.com or NAN and change the model. And it's just really cumbersome and really annoying and a bad user experience. Whereas what we do, we come up and we simply search for this model up here. And we're just going to use the Qwen3 4B free. And all we need to do is just grab this code here, come back into our dashboard, and we build out our products in a much more advanced way. So in order to integrate this model into our system, we just come into our brand settings, go to our AI models, and then we just click the plus button to add a new model, and we just add in the AI model name and the open rotor code there. And then we want to check for the max tokens. So we come across and we have a look at the max output tokens, which is 128,000. And then we keep our temperature in most cases for project planning very low. So I like to go 0.2 here and create. So that's all we've had to do in order to integrate this into the entire system. It's so easy to do. It took me 20 seconds to do while speaking with you. And usually it takes about 10 seconds to do on my own if I'm not creating a video. And now that is fully integrated into our system that we can use anytime, anywhere. So let's come back into our workflow now, and we'll go into our planned projects with AI. And if you want a full breakdown of how this entire system works, then go check the playlists on this channel after this video and you'll get a full breakdown. But when I was creating those videos, I used the AI Tube Kit as an example as to the project we're going to plan. So in order to plan projects, we add in the project name, a description, a hypothesis as to why we think this would be really great, any extra context. So ideally here, the more context you can add, the better. The AI will then understand it. We then choose what team members and tools we want to add into the project plan. And this is why the Project Command OS stands out above any other tool that you can purchase, because it actually reads the responsibilities of your team members. It gets to know your team members and looks at all the responsibilities of that person so it can automatically match with AI the right task to the right person. Then we do a 2-step prompting automation to plan out this workflow. So here is where we see AI models. So now that we've integrated it into our system, we can now choose the Qwen 3.4 option here. And we're just going to go plan project. So what that's going to do is come across into our automation here and begin running through and start creating that plan. So then we can compare it to how good is it compared to this one here where we actually use Claude 3.7. So here, and it's completed now. So as you can see, this output is very different to what we were getting from Claude. It's not even close compared to how good the project was with Claude. So let's just wind that back. If I come into our projects now, I should be able to wind this back. We'll just do an undo, and then let's just come back into our interface and check that out. So it's not actually going to do it, but you get the point, right? Like when we had the previous version, and let's maybe just do another version with Claude. So let's just really compare it here for a second. But the other version with Claude was great because it had all of the bullet points down below and it listed it out how we asked it to. So we're actually asking it to up here how to list it out. So we're giving it a template. So if we wind that back and let's just do another one with Claude 3.7 thinking, so a very similar model and probably doesn't rate as highly on some of the benchmarks like Quen claims to. But if we now like keep our eye on this field here and see how the new version, so see this is now the Claude version has dropped in, you can see how it's actually a much nicer structured output. So we have our final action steps exactly how we wanted them based on the inputs that we were giving it. Again, like that comes down to what are these models actually claiming and do they work in the real world, not just with the benchmarks. So I hope this video was helpful. This is just one example of how we can try this out or how we can begin to understand these models on a much deeper level and understand if they are actually trying to lead us on and just appeal to the benchmarks, or do they have real use case in businesses and in our workflows, in our planning sessions that match some of the other similar models. So I hope this was helpful. If you are interested in diving into that project command product even more, then check out the playlist in the description below.